I would like to thank developer Flying Islands team and publisher Drageus Games SA for this free review copy of Mushroom Quest. I beat the whole game in 45 minutes, and what you see is what you get. There's not much to it here, and even at $3, it feels quite a bit overpriced. Now, I've said this plenty of times before, and I'll say it again. If your game looks like it belongs on Newgrounds.com, then it probably shouldn't be for sale. There's nothing wrong with releasing a game for free, but there's everything wrong with selling a game that should have been free. There's no story here, aside from a small blue mushroom running around, picking up keys, pushing boxes, and collecting green gems. You push boxes onto switches to keep them pressed down, you push them into holes to create bridges, and you get all the green gems in order to complete a stage. It's an extremely easy game. Half the time, simply going through the motions will get you to the end without really thinking about it, while the tougher puzzles can have a small bit of a hang-up, but can hardly be called brain teasers. This makes the claim that 7 out of 10 testers could not play further than the 15th level such a hilarious notion that I'd like to ask for further details. Did the playtesters only have a total of 10 minutes to play the game before they had to get kicked out? Were they perhaps blind and using broken controllers? Or more likely, this is just a bald-faced lie. One thing that stood out as especially obnoxious is the inability to hold down a specific direction and move automatically. Instead, the direction needs to be pressed for every movement on the grid, which means constantly hammering down for the longer stretches. That may sound like such a little thing, but for a game that has hardly anything going for it in the first place, it's the smaller details that start to hit hard. To the game's credit, the graphics are okay. It's very simple, but it does at least look nice. A few of the stages are clever, requiring some box workarounds that aren't immediately obvious. However, most of the stages are so straightforward they're practically brainless. And about 2 or 3 of them are basically tutorials that are designed so the player can't lose. So that's about 10% of the whole game that's a wash. At only 30 levels, there's not a whole lot of content to go around. Even the ending is disappointing. At least they spelled congratulations correctly, but I don't know what's the deal with "that's end for now." According to the game's credits, the game was made by 2 people, including Kevin MacLeod? You're kidding, right? Please tell me this is a joke. It must be a different MacLeod. You're telling me this guy just took some royalty-free music and sold it as part of the game? I understand that making music is difficult, but this is a new low. Especially considering that there's only 2 songs in the whole game. One for the main menu, and one for the gameplay. That's it. You had this whole library to pick from, so why does the same song get looped forever? Are the licensing fees really so expensive that it blew your budget? $3 on Steam and Nintendo Switch, and for some absurd reason it's $5 on Xbox One. Right now, it's on sale on Steam for 50 cents. And honestly, even at that price, it's a bit much. There's just nothing interesting here at all. Go play Adventure of Lolo or Chip's Challenge instead. Both of those games are almost 30 years old, but they still manage to be more creative than this. The only reason this doesn't get an even lower score is because it at least does work. It's not gonna crash on you, and it is fairly easy to get through. But is it enjoyable? If the game were another 15 minutes longer, I would have likely fallen asleep. Thanks for watching my review on Mushroom Quest. It'll be out soon for Nintendo Switch, so do your best to avoid it.